What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Not Your Mommy. I'm Carly.
And I'm Leeza. And this is
yet another intro we can't get through.
Thank you guys for coming back.
Why are you here?
But if you are, we fucking love you. We're currently drinking Gatorade.
Why?
And soda water. Because we just thought it'd be really fun to get kind of buzzed when we tell you the stories that we're about to share with you.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really cool segment called Storytime. It's the first time we're going to do it, and honestly, there are just things that happen in the lives of Leeza and I that belong in movies, and we want to bring it to your ears.
Okay, we have I think this is the most interesting story.
Yeah, so we have two stories that we're going to share with you today.
Because Carly doesn't want to share the third one because she's embarrassed of the way that we behave.
I'm not sure.
But maybe the more we drink, she'll feel a little loose and she'll share that story.
Doubtful. The third story, I don't know if I'm open to, but maybe. Bro, we're fucked up. Like mentally, not with alcohol. I wish it was with alcohol, but it's definitely more.
You know what the problem is? My boyfriend recently brought this up to me. He's like, you guys now are always thinking about the podcast. So you were already monsters and now it's like monsters on steroids. So the other day,
we have to have content.
Yeah, the other day when I had to take my plan B, I was running late, so I put the plan B in my purse. I'm like, oh my God, how funny would it be if I got drunk and then on the Not Your Mommy Instagram was like, should I take it? Or should I tell him that I took it and I didn't take it? I took it, you guys. So,
and the whole night that she's taking selfies of all of us with our sponsors that we did not tag. Her plan B is showing in her purse in every fucking selfie. She's just like,
I'm like, we're so cute. Look at us at the basketball game courtside. No, someone actually DM'd me like, bitch, is that plan B in your photo? And I deleted it immediately. So, and then the next day when I was sober, I posted it on Not Your Mommy podcast.
Anyways.
So anyway, I think that there's a lot of stuff we need to share with you guys. And the first one is single dog daddy.
Okay, yeah. So
That's
first one,
the story.
Single dog daddy. The second one is ATL nights. And the third one that we might end up talking about is going to be called wine night.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's
I made that up right now.
Deceiving.
Wine night.
That doesn't sound like what happened.
Da-da-da-da.
But let's start with our favorite one because this one,
I live for moments like this.
and you guys live for it too because that's why you're listening to us.
Yeah. So. Okay, so let's talk about single dog daddy for a second. Tall, blonde. He's younger than me by like a year.
He looks like an all-American boy.
Like an all-American boy.
Yeah.
Right? Like eyes.
Like Girl Next Door, but the boy version.
Yes.
Which, what makes more sense than for us to have a boy next door?
Single dog daddy is my neighbor. Ding. And I had just seen him here and there in the hallway. And then one day you came over.
We were having the worst day ever.
Having the worst day ever. Leeza and I walk to the elevator, and as we're walking to the elevator, we noticed that single dog daddy, who we name later,
didn't have his dogs.
Yeah, he didn't have his dogs. And he gets in the elevator with us. And Leeza and I are laughing about our pain and misery, which is what we usually do. And we just had to say out loud like we were having a bad day. And he was there, and I look up at him, and I'm like, hey, where are your dogs, by the way? Because dogs always make people happy.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, well, we broke up.
They were her dogs.
So they were her dogs.
And we were like,
oh, so you're having a bad day too. And then the lady in the corner was like,
hold on. Let's not be fake here. Carly wasn't like, oh, how sad the dogs. Carly was like, oh, you're single? And I was like, oh, the dogs. And I think I even told him I could bring my dog. And this fucking girl next to us in the elevator.
The girl in the corner, because it was like a packed elevator. It was like 8 people. And the girl that's in the corner, because we said we had a bad day, and then he said that he was going through a breakup. So she was like, let me just jump on this bandwagon here. And she goes,
this is going to make it sound so terrible.
She goes, yeah, I think I'm going through a little bit of depression myself. And I didn't even hear it.
You ignored her.
I didn't even hear it. I literally, and Leeza was like, oh, like she freaks out. And so me and him were over here like, anyways, tacos, da 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 da. And when
This girl literally,
when we got out of the elevator, Leeza was like, she fucking said she had depression. I felt so bad. I wanted to go hug her, find her. I felt so
you're like, when did she say that? I'm like, when you were locking eyes with the fucking single dog daddy. This poor girl was like, hey, I need help.
Oh my God. Leeza, you're making it sound like we didn't help her.
Anyway, let's fast forward to the juicy shit.
The juicy shit happens, right? So he breaks up with her, and then we see each other in the hallway 2 times after that. We dubbed him Single Dog Daddy
After that day.
After that day, he had dogs with his girlfriend. He became single.
Made sense.
Made sense. So I interact with him 2 times after that. One time he has his brother, and we're like walking to the elevators, and I asked him, you know, like, hey, like, what's going on? How's life? He was telling me that they were thinking that they were going to work stuff out and they were getting back together. And yeah, like, you know, just neighbor shit. Like, you confide. So I know that they did end up getting back together because he told me that, which I was happy for them. You know, like, nobody wants people to be fucking miserable. And they end up back together. I think it's awesome. And then I end up seeing the both of them together on New Year's Eve waiting for the elevator.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and I was there and I was like, oh, single dog daddy's not single anymore. He's back. And they look happy.
Found love before the new year.
They looked so happy. Yeah. They looked so happy.
Here we fucking go.
Here we go. And then this fucking.
Wait, no, talk about the nanny and what he said.
Okay, so.
Red flag.
Red flag was, no, but I can't get him in trouble. What if she watches this episode? For the clout. Anyway. So
don't misbehave and you won't get called out. I'm kidding. We love you, single dog daddy.
Sorry, doggy daddy. So yeah, my nanny sees him and he was walking the dog.
Not, by the way, not Carly. Although we probably need nannies for us.
Yeah, no, it's my child's nanny. The nanny told me, she was like, oh my God, there's a really hot guy who lives next door to you. And he was walking his dogs. And I go, yo, yeah, those are his girlfriends. And he goes, no. She told me, no. He said those are his roommates.
You guys, if I ever find out that I'm being called a fucking roommate.
What if they had already broken up by then? So now we get to the real part.
This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff.
I know that they're back together. They're happy.
Sips drink.
Fuck these people out here. Don't be, if you're in a relationship, run from us. So yeah, I go out, I'm on a date, and I see out of the corner of my eye this girl walking in, and I like look at her and I go, wow, she looks so fucking familiar. She walks up and she sees this guy and she like, you know, grabs him. He grabs her. He's like grabbing her butt and stuff like that. And they're like making out.
I didn't know he grabbed her butt.
I maybe made that.
I love doing that. That's okay.
I think I saw. I don't know what I saw anymore. They fucked in front of my face.
No, it's okay. Keep going. I love doing that. You got to add a little spice. So who do you see?
So I'm like hugging my date and I look over and I'm like being nosy like this. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Single Dog Daddy's girlfriend. She's not with Single Dog Daddy because this guy had dark brown hair and he was a car fucker.
For sure.
He was a car fucker. You can tell from our last episode if you haven't seen it. Fuck off. Car fucker. And I'm like, there's no way. So now I have to pay extra attention. And I tell my date, I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, what happened? And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like immediately, like, I don't care about you anymore. I was like, my neighbor.
She for sure didn't notice you, right?
No. Oh. But so the guy I was on the date with asked me the same thing. So I obviously tell him, I'm like, my neighbor's girlfriend, now both of us are invested.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on? So he keeps like peeking. He's like, oh, fuck, this is crazy. And so we're both like really excited. We're like, another round of spicy margs. Like, we're here for the long
By
haul.
the way, that's like the best kind of date to just like watch drama unfold.
Yeah. And so like, and I'm like hyping it up. I'm like, he just said he was getting back with her. They were so happy on New Year's. So
she didn't notice you.
She doesn't notice me. And she didn't make eye contact with me. And I think that she might have thought, like, if I don't look at her, she won't look at me. Like, we're not going to see each other.
She's so ballsy, though.
So To be clear, so everyone knows how stupid of a move this was, because this was stupid. Like, at least we have to use common sense, right? There's a difference when you cheat, and then there's a difference when you blatantly cheat. And that was fucking
in a public place
cheating.
down the street from your building.
That's what I was going to say. It was a public place, and it was literally like 2 blocks from our building, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, so now we get to the good part. I am texting Leeza, and I'm telling her, like, hey, single dog daddy's girlfriend's here. And I call her, and I'm like, do I tell him? She's like, I think you should tell him.
I'm literally seizing, by the way. Like, even my mom was involved.
Her mom's involved. Everybody's like, you have to tell single dog daddy. Oh, my God. And so, like, I tell my date, I'm like, I have to go immediately.
Our
like,
loyalty is to single dog daddy.
Always 10 out of 10. We got your back, daddy. So my date takes me home, and like I was like, tipsy.
Yeah. So you were like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell him.
I go up the elevator, and then I'm calling Leeza, and I was like, I'm literally standing in the hallway of his hallway, and I don't know which door is his. And Leeza was like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I go, fuck it. I'm going to knock. And I'm like,
ding dong ditch.
So like I knock, and like I stand, and a wife, like a woman, answers the door, and there's like a guy behind her, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was like, this is the wrong address. And she was like, okay, it's no problem, don't worry. And
you're like next.
Yeah, so I was like, God, there's 2 more fucking doors. I was like, I swear to God, it's this one though. And I was standing in the hallway deciding, do I knock on this guy's door or not? I walk away. I was like, I'm not doing it. And then I go, whatever. We're gonna do it today. So I was like, if this one isn't it, it's for sure that one. So we're fine.
I was on the phone, and you literally hung up.
I literally go, I'm knocking, and I knock, and I hang up, and then he opens the door, and I was like, what are you doing? He was like, he was so caught off guard. He's like, well, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, how do you know where I live? And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, just like watching TV or some shit. And I was like, cool. Do you want to go get drinks? And he was like, yeah, sure. Red flag.
Which is, we love you, single dog daddy.
We love you, single dog daddy.
How you gonna
wanted to come have drinks with me? So anyway, we end up at a little dive bar that is that I suggested, which was 2 places away from where I caught his girlfriend.
She was dying for the interaction.
It was literally only like, it had been like maybe 20 minutes that I had left. And when I left that place, she was still there. So I was like, you want to fucking fight? We're going to fight you. I was hoping to talk him into like, let's go get a taco and spicy margs. I love spicy margs. But I don't talk him into it. He doesn't want to go. We end up at the bar. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to get this guy fucking a little turn, because I'm going to tell him the worst news of his life. And he's like so excited. He's like, finally, my hot neighbor asked me out. And I'm here like, yeah.
You're like, Daddy, I have the worst news.
I'm going to make you really sad. So I get us a round of lemon drop shots with tequila instead of vodka. If you haven't tried it, please do.
Carly's obsessed with that. And
it's so good. Anyway, we're taking shots, and we're a few drinks in. And then I notice him kind of like, uncomfortable, and he's like on his phone, and I see that he's fighting. Like, you can tell when someone's like arguing. He steps outside, he takes a call outside, he comes back inside, and you can tell like with his attitude that something's happening. And so I ask him, and he ends up telling me like, she's very upset, and kind of goes back and forth on how like I always work too much, and starts saying like what she was telling him, which is so fucking crazy, because she was trying to make him feel guilty.
Yeah, she's being manipulative.
Yeah, how much he works and all these other things. Like, she was like laying the bed of being like, you're the worst, so that she doesn't feel so guilty because she's out cheating, which is a perfect reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that sometimes it is literally not you. It is literally not you. Like, yes, there is a little bit of you, because like single dog daddy still said, let's go get drinks, but it's somebody who's there constantly telling you it's your fault, it's this, it's that, like, you don't do this, you don't do that.
Or the guys who are always saying, like, worried about you cheating on them. Why are you so concerned? Is it because you know what you're capable of, and that's why you're projecting that onto me?
Yep. So he's messaging her, and they're fighting, and I look him in the eyes, and I go, do you trust me? And he like looks like he saw a ghost, and he's like, no.
You're a fucking stranger.
And I'm like, really?
Carly thinks that she's like in a movie at all times. Like,
do you trust me?
Are the cameras rolling?
So he tells me no. And I was like, well, give me your phone. And he looks at me like I was crazy. And I go, I'm going to type some stuff into your phone. You can read it, and then you can decide if you want to press send or not, right? So I type into the phone, were you at blank? And then I slide the phone back to him and he's like, no, she went to her parents and she went here and there and there. He's like, I don't think you saw her if you thought you saw her. And I was like, press send. So he presses send and then she writes back, yeah, I did. I went to actually go meet up with one of my girlfriends. So she was there. So now he's like, maybe this girl does know something that I don't know.
Yeah.
So I tell him, I go, look, just let me keep typing. And before, I will never press send. I swear I will never press send. I'll just always pass the phone right back to you.
Yeah.
And finally, we got to the part where I put, were you making out with another guy tonight? And I gave it to him and he looked at it and he like took a huge breath. And I even told him, I was like, if you don't want to send this text, don't send this text.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I need to. Sends it. And then she writes back, how dare you?
Oh, you guys.
How could you not even ask me my side of the story first? Like, what if he was kissing me and I was trying to tell him no? Is this really a lip gloss moment?
My lips were getting chapped. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay.
So he starts fighting and going back and forth with her, and he finds out that, like, yeah, she admits to it. I'm texting Leeza the whole time. I'm like, oh my God.
Which I'm like fucking mentally jizzing.
And I keep messaging her. I'm like, she just admitted to it. And then she's like, what's happening? And I'm like, he's texting her now. Like, they're fighting. I'm literally updating Leeza in all capital
my mom
letters.
and I are like this.
her mom actually told her, hey, this is like really exciting, huh?
She was like jittery. She was like, wow, what's happening? This is so exciting.
This is so exciting. What's going on?
And she literally said, she goes, this is how you know our parents are toxic reinforcements. She goes, hi, what it is to be young. So much fun. I was like, bitch, what? I got it from my mama. I'm kind of drunk.
Yeah, this wine is real rough. So anyway, single dog daddy finds out that, yes, she for sure fucking cheated and it blew. And then he was like really, really sad. And when we got back to our complex, our floor, yeah, I went over to his for a little bit, and we were actually just on the balcony, and he was so sad. Like,
of course,
I felt so bad.
You were like Bad News Bear. I felt so bad. Yeah, Carly,
No,
you were
honestly,
heartbroken
who would
break this news.
But who would? I told him, I go, look, I have been cheated on 100 times. You look so stupid. I mean, I don't know. Like, I would never go publicly cheat in a place that's so close. I wouldn't cheat anyway because I'm the type of person.
Ballsy.
But that's so disrespectful.
No.
So we ended up just talking for the rest of the night. I ended up going back to my place and I just shot him over a text. I was like, like, I felt so bad. And I just told him, like, I hope you have a good night, whatever. And then now we've become like friends through all of this.
So look, something positive came out of it.
Yeah, he's not getting fucking cheated on anymore.
I'm happy for him, and I've always wanted him to be single dog
that
daddy.
was for sure happening. For a while, for sure. That's something that's like it's been going on for like a little bit.
It's been brewing,
flirty,
and they have fucked.
Yeah, and they have fucked in the car.
Adults fuck, you guys. I'm gonna address this. Adults fuck.
Adults fuck.
So take the fucking fairy tale thing out of your head. If a guy told you, no, we just made out. No, they fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not adults fuck.
Oh, that's not. Yeah.
No,
I don't.
No, but I'm saying, like, if someone cheats at this age.
Oh yeah, they
you're
fucked.
cheating to pup kiss someone. Like, what the?
Yeah, and if they didn't, that's even worse because now it's emotional.
Yeah, now they're like they have a relationship, and he's like, hold on.
Yeah. Because if you just made out and you were able to hold back on fucking, then it's more like I wanted it to be a special moment.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do things too fast.
Yeah.
That's even worse if you don't fuck.
Agreed.
Let's fucking rock on into ATL. With
right.
our rock hard boners.
Yeah. Okay, you guys.
Should we get more alcohol?